Now, I know I'm different from you people, but I am who I am. And who are you, I hear you ask? Well, it's a good question. I am an esteemed British gentleman, well bred to the manner born. I can speak 14 languages as long as they are English. I can play any instrument, apart from bagpipes. They sound fucking terrible to everyone. In the days before medicine, I survived gonorrhea, chlamydia, the plague, clubfoot, leprosy, black fever, yellow fever. But most important, and I must emphasize that this is the most important thing about me, I am a certified master coxman.
What's up, everybody? And welcome back to another Yo Joe Jerk Toy Review. I'm your host, Buford Tannen, and today we'll be looking at the Indiana Jones Adventure Series. Henry Jones Sr. Indiana Jones. Alright, and let's take a look at these boxes. Over here we get Indy in his last Crusade gear. Over here we get a nice portrait of Sean Connery as Henry Jones Sr. Nice little portrait here. On the side of the package, all the included figures in the wave. Legal shit. Building artifact. On this side of the package, we get the nice renders of the characters. Plastic-free bullshit. On the back of the box, we get a render of the character and all his included accessories. Same thing here. Legal shit. On the bottom of the box, so much legal stuff, I'm gonna have to call a lawyer. And your barcodes. Alright, let me get these open and we'll be right back. Alright, let's take a look at the Jones boys. First up, Last Crusade Indy. And let's take a look at this head sculpt. Like I predicted in my video for Series 1, they would start nailing this face sculpt and paint job, and I think they really have. This looks like Harrison Ford pretty much on the money from far away. That's Harrison Ford. So this head has a new feature, moving back and forth, which I think is pretty kick-ass, because you can get it however you like it for whatever photos you're doing. If you want to down like that, if he's back on a tank, you could also do it riding high. Because if you see him in Last Crusade, this hat is riding extra high on his head. So let's look at it one more time. It goes back and forth, no problem. My major gripe is that they tried to weather this hat too much. I think it looks like shit. I'm kind of angry that it looks like this. If we take the extra hat that comes with the short round figure, you can just see how bad they fucked this thing up. And I would rather have it clean, honestly. Which leads me to having to get rid of this hat, because it's driving me fucking insane. So to release the hat, we just turn it to the side and pull it off, and he's got a little T, and there's a little track in there to catch the T on his head. And it's not very flattering for Mr. Ford, but you can see that face sculpt, and it is just so good. So we're gonna take that short round hat, and guess what? It fits on there, kinda floats, and you might have to use some sticky tack, but it looks a hell of a lot better than this dirty piece of shit right here. Yeah, and you could just see here, it just looks so much better if they left it clean. But anyway, back at it, we're gonna take a look at this Jones, and basically it is the same exact Jones that we've been getting on repeat. The figure actually came with a loop in the belt this time and not open, so I would only suspect that this should work on this version. And up here on the chest, the only new thing here is this tie, which is prominent in the Last Crusade, and I really dig this setup. It's a lot of fun. He's trying to be a little bit more dignified in his age. Yeah, everything is pretty much exactly the same as the Raiders release, and I mean, the costume doesn't change that much, but the little details like the gun holsters, the belts, the side bags, like this line did not take in the little details, and I understand that. It's also one of its biggest downfalls is that these things aren't that accurate, and he's just a basic man. So to like change the bag a little bit or the belt, like we probably should have done that. All in all, it's a good representation of Indy from the Last Crusade, good enough for me in 6-inch form, and it's a shame that this is probably going to be the last Indy, so at least they did a good head sculpt sculpt. Alright, next up we're gonna look at Henry Jones Sr. God, look at that head sculpt. This thing looks exactly like Sean Connery. An amazing fucking job. I am so pleased with this. I thought this thing was gonna look ridiculous, and it totally looks like my dude Sean Connery. Just looking at this, all I can hear is...
Three men of the planet Zeist, hear me.
But yeah, holy shit, that looks great. Now, this body is just Ryu City. We know what we're looking at if we collect the Indiana Jones series. This is just the Guy in Suits series, and that's okay, because that's what Indiana Jones is. And for all the people that complain about this series, guess what? This is your last chance at getting 6-inch Indiana Jones figures, besides the Mezco ones, which honestly I don't like. But like I said, this body is just complete reuse over here of Last Crusade Indy. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with it. They've changed it up enough, and this is exactly the attire he wears in the movie, so I'm not gonna cry about it. And yeah, I mean, they don't articulate that much. They're basically just like Star Wars Black Series figures, so if you have any of those, you know what you're getting. And if you don't, they have limited articulation, but it's not too terrible. See, there's his knees. He has shitty Marvel Legends kind of feet, so good luck ever standing him properly. But other than that, I'm fucking pleased, y'all. Alright, we're gonna take a look at accessories next. First up, we're gonna do Indy. We get his machine gun, and this is the one that he used to kill the Nazis when he rescues his father. Looks good. It's made out of gummy plastic. It's bent just like G.I. Joe weapons, so no care there. Actually, they're a little firmer than G.I. Joe weapons, which is fucking hilarious. All in all, it's the same exact gun that came with the Belloc in the 2-pack. Next up, we get the long whip, and it is basically just the same whip as we've gotten before, but it's not bent so bad. I'm actually very pleased with this whip. I think this is the best one they've produced so far. Even though it's the same, it only has one fucking bend in it, so it's not all over the place. Alright, next we got the spooled up whip, and it is the same one that has come with every fucking Dr. Jones. Looks good, sculpted good. I have no problems with it. Usually fits in the belt loop really well. You can get that fucking thing to work. Alright, and last we get his little revolver, and it's just a little revolver. Same one that's come with every Indy with no paint. Good enough for me. Would have rather had extra hands, but whatever. Alright, here's Indy with the machine gun. Fits in his hands really good. Looks good. I have no complaints. Here he is with the revolver. It fits in his hands, no problem. If you just pop that and push that up, the pistol ports in no problem. You just push that sucker right in there and shut that shit, and then you just bring that up and over, and it ports in just like that. This is actually the easiest I've ever had it on one of these Indy belts. Here he is with the whip, and the whip sucks. I'll use the whip from my Mezco Catwoman, and here's the belt on the whip loop. Next, we're gonna look at Indy Senior's stuff. He comes with this pair of glasses. Glasses are actually sculpted really decently and painted very well with the gold paint. Has little loops to hook behind his ears. And let's get those glasses on. We're just gonna pop those over his face, and they conveniently actually fit behind his ears very well. They did a great job on this. The glasses arms are a little thick, but for a mass-produced toy, this is really fucking good. Next up, we got the hat, and we're just gonna slap that shit right on his head. Oh, and there we go. Holy shit. This looks amazing. Look at this thing. This looks like Henry Jones Sr. like no one's fucking business. Look at that shit. I've always wanted a line of larger Indiana Jones figures, and I'm pretty fucking happy with this line. It really is a shame that it's over and they didn't get to make a few of the main characters. Alright, we're gonna take a look at his little briefcase, and now this thing looks really good. Sculpted very well, has good weathering on it. I wish Indy's coat had this kind of weathering on it. It would have looked amazing. It does not open. It is sculpted very well. Has two little pegs for the umbrella. I'll show you how all that works in a minute. Next up, we have the umbrella. Sculpted very well. Nice paint on there. Has some silver, brown to silver, and back to brown up here on the handle. Has two pegs on the side. The umbrella pegs onto the top, but mine will not peg in over here, but I got one of the pegs in, so at least I get some of it going. Not too bad, but the pegs are gummy. And last
lastly, we have the Grail Diary. Now, this one's very plain. You can see that it just has a closing strap, nothing going on, no postmarks, no nothing, but still fun to include it. Umbrella fits into his hand, no problem, looks very good. And here he is, fully decked out. He's got his little luggage bag and he's got his umbrella.
So at the end of the day, and my final thoughts on these figures are,
I'm a sucker for the Indiana Jones 6-inch line, what can I tell you? I love that they updated the Harrison Ford head sculpt with a movable hat, so you can just get it into all those iconic poses from all the movies. The Sean Connery head sculpt is fucking amazing and looks great. They are tons of reuse, but whatever, I don't give a fuck. It's a damn shame that this is the end of the line for Indiana Jones. I would have loved to have gotten a Willie Scott and a Molar Arm at least before this shit was over. The building artifact was fucking awesome. They just did not come out of the gate swinging on this line, and that's the problem. And that's all I got this week, people. I'd like to thank you for stopping by, and I'll catch you on the next review.
What are you doing? The video's over. Like, share, and subscribe.